Hello YouTube, this is Resource-Based Exploit, and we're gonna be doing K2 from TryHackMe, which is a challenge I created that is actually kind of a unique challenge. I wanted to try something new, and I wanted to create sort of a pseudo-like network with this room. We have 3 machines, and there is a theme. Each machine connects you to the other one. So what I mean by that is once you completely compromise one machine and you discover all the information I ask of you, you should be able to move to the next machine, all the way to the third one, and it's supposed to emulate sort of a domain controller kind of situation. The first machine is Linux machine, and the last 2 machines are 2 domain controllers. So I won't go into too much detail right now. I'll just kind of go through the whole process, and I will be skipping some basic steps. I'm gonna assume this is a hard room, so I'm gonna assume you know some things, but I won't skip too much either. I actually want to show the important process. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. So I already have my folder set up, so let's start with the first machine. So I have, let's see, first we're going to start with a Nmap scan. So I'm going to do a quick scan here with -- min rate 10,000, and just to check for I think actually no, that's the last one. There we go. And I need to enter my password. 2 ports. So let's see what we have. Now, if on the room instructions it tells us to use the K2 .thname domain, right? But if you miss that, you'll see just this site here, Welcome to K2 IT Services. We're here to serve you, and there's pretty much nothing else to this site, right? We see it is using Nginx 1.18, so we're definitely doing with some kind of proxy here. So you could run GoBuster and such, but it won't really find anything. It's a very simple site. So go ahead, and always good to do a detail scan. Actually, what we're gonna do is edit my host file here, and I believe it was k2.thm. And if we go back, we have the same thing, right? So let's go ahead and examine usually when I have subdomains here, a domain here, I want to look for subdomains, and it's a very easy way to do that. But for the sake of completion, let's go ahead and do a full scan on this. We only have 2 ports open because you never know what it may leak. So while it does that, call this Nmap scan. Let's see, we're gonna do domain fuzz. We're gonna do w fuzz, and we're gonna do k2.thm. I need a word list, sec list, discovery, DNS, subdomain. We should just get away with the short list. Now I need a header, and this is where it comes in handy. So we're gonna do host. There. We're gonna fuzz this, and I want to make sure I didn't see. So my Nmap scan is already completed. We're running on Ubuntu machine, more or less up to date, and nothing we didn't know before, right? Nginx 1.18, and then title. So not much to gain from here. So let's fuzz this. First, we're gonna run this, and I already found one, but let's eliminate all those results. We do --h13229, and first one that comes up is admin and IT. So those are 2 different subheaders. So let's go ahead and copy that, copy that. Let's see, admin and IT. Save those, and let's go ahead and do that, and that one. So We have two pages, look pretty much the same. A couple differences. This is login to IT ticket system, we need a username and password. If we don't have an account, we sign up. And we have an admin. No sign up here. This is called admin IT ticket view, right? So looks like this is an IT ticket system where we can probably submit tickets, which will verify, and this is where any admin can view it, right? So at this point, if you've done enough of these challenges or something like this, you should start thinking in your head, okay, maybe we're gonna deal with some kind of either a password function, maybe SQL injection. But one of the basics ones is cross-site scripting, right? There's tons of other things, but this is where you kind of want to start thinking to kind of help you outline the path, right? And let's see, we're going to sign up because we don't have any credentials. I'm going to call my RSE, simple password, rsc@rsc.com, and I'm going to just sign up here. We registered. Let's log in, see what we have. Dashboard. So that's important to know because if these sites are similar, it's probably, yeah, see, so director me, so that's valid. We could have run GoBuster on that and discover that. See, or if the different sessions are not enforced, maybe we could also get a session here, but that's not the case. We can check storage to see what kind of cookie. So we have a Flask session ID. I can already tell you this is either a JWT or most likely Flask. We can verify by going to JWT.io, and they look very similar, a JWT token and a Flask cookie. But see, no payload data, and so this is most likely or definitely a Flask cookie. I mean, I know it is, but that's a good way to tell what kind of framework we're dealing with, right? So let's go ahead and see what happens if we submit a ticket. Help me help. Tickets submitted successfully, it will be reviewed shortly, right? And that means, so most likely it gets submitted here. So right off the bat, we most likely dealing with some kind of maybe cross-site scripting, some kind of user interaction. We see that HTTP only is set to false. HTTP only false exploitation, right? So a lot of this stuff points to cross-site scripting, right? So it's set to false, so that's the first thing we want to look into. Now, let's go ahead and try a basic cross-site scripting payload to see if it goes through. So let's go hello script alert script. I can make this a bit bigger. See if it goes through. Went through. We have no idea if it'll execute, but that's a good way to test if there's some sort of filter. There might be, but at least on our side it should be fine. So let's go ahead and see if we can send a simple cookie payload. I want to copy and paste a lot. So we're going to do payloads. So we're going to do script document write. I'm going to do image source HTTP, do RIP, I'll do test rsc.gif, and we're going to do cookie. Here we close this, and we're going to do document cookie. This is what's going to capture our cookie here for us. Close this script, and let's see here. Hope this works, right? I'm going to start a burp as well so that I can have easy access to resend this if I want. Right, so proxy, history, burp here, there. and we have a message: WAF filter activated. Please resubmit ticket. So there's some kind of blocker, some kind of web application firewall. We know script can go, so it's most likely document write or document cookie or both. So without spending too much time, there's many ways to do this. You can add these strings together like variables. I'm going to show a technique that I really like that has always had good success rate. Unless they block the script, then we have to bypass that. I'm going to actually use decimal values, which works very nicely. And this attack was actually inspired by, I think if we Google like blind XSS GoDaddy. Oh man, I forgot to turn that off. Now I'm going to have a lot of, yep. You know what? Send that over. Clear my history. Don't need all that. Oh, whoops. Right here. This is a very nice story. It's a bit older, 2016, right? It was like 8 years ago. Where essentially researchers send a bunch of JavaScript to looks like some kind of like a form, and without really thinking about it, he got a hit. So I think this was it is Matthew Bryant. So when it comes to cross-site scripting, self cross-site script is really nothing. It should still be cleaned up, but store cross-site scripting is the problem, because now the goal is, if we can send cross-site scripting and steal the admin's cookie, we can now log in here, right, as the admin, and get us further access. Maybe there's tickets with sensitive information or other vulnerabilities. So that's the goal here. So I'm going to XSS pi. So I'm going to do some decimal values. So I'm going to do payload. So I'm going to copy this, right, and going to just have to fix a few things here. There. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else. So now we go ahead and do JS equals. So we're gonna separate these by a comma. Or no, not separate. We're gonna join them, and then we're gonna do a string decimal value. Let's see. And am I missing something? No. For C in payload. So for every character in payload, there we go. I'm gonna print JS. Aha. Let's hope this works. I'm gonna do Python server, keep myself organized. There we go. Cookie exploits. Done here. And now we're gonna go and copy this. I'm gonna go to my burp suite here. Title, we don't need to URL encode. It's gonna do script and eval. If eval was blocked, we will have to use another payload. When creating this machine, I wanted the steps to be tough, but not too tough where you'll get discouraged, because we are dealing with 3 machines, right? Just enough of a difficulty so you're still enjoyable. So we're gonna send this. We render it. It went through, right? Ticket submitted successfully. Will be reviewed shortly. And now we just wait. Now you may have to send it more than once, because in order to avoid you trying forever, because maybe you send a bad cookie, you send a bad payload, because it is reading it from, spoiler, a database. If you send something that breaks it, it'll get stuck and you'll have to reset the machine. And that's, to be honest, annoying, right? So, I hope that this is it. I do want to just double check it. Cyber Chef. Because if I messed up, I messed up. See if this works. Oh, come on. There we go. So comma, so script. I think that's good. Let's find out. Nothing yet. Make sure I got that right. So document right, image source equals, yeah, that's me. Okay, document cookie. Oh, there you go. I'm missing something there. And that's, probably fix that. Let's see here. No, that is right. See, I thought these confused me. So we're good. Yeah, script. So let's send it again. Ensure we are got the right thing. Let's see. Now I want to check this payload here. See, from character code, eval script. Oh wait. Whoops. That's why it's not working. I have a double script. That is so silly. Let's try that again. And that's why I have database reset. There you go. Send that a couple times. Make sure we eventually get it. And if we look at this, now it's just this. And that is, yeah, we didn't have to send a double script. I think that will cause an issue, but this way it should work. Hopefully we get a response. Hopefully the database didn't crash. Aha, there we go. We have a hit. Couple hits. Perfect. Couple cookies there. Alright, so now couple ways of doing this. Let's see. We could replace this. I don't think this will work, and I think this is by default. Okay, yeah, I figured that would happen. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is proxy. It's just what I was usually do when it comes to dealing with cookies. So I'm gonna do match and replace request headers. I'm gonna replace with, I think it's cookie session there. And if we dashboard, we are in, and those are my payloads. So I think this will crash, and I'll show you why. I'm not sure why this happens, but it's okay. So we're gonna let's do help. So we can see here we have our tickets. Smoky Hill, my computer won't start. What is my password by Hey? So that's my cat, that's my dog, that's the bird, that's my bird. Little trivia here, 8675309. It's Jenny's number. It's a famous song, and part of the lyric. So let's submit this, and I get a double cookie here. I don't know why that happens. Oops. There we go. And this actually kills my session. I don't know why. It's annoying, but it's okay. I don't want to work out of here anymore. I'm gonna go back to repeater. Oh look, see, these are my same cookies there. So let's see if I can make this bigger, because I'm gonna work out of here now. So I'm gonna kill this here. If I render this, there it is. See? So if I don't do anything, get nothing. So we can select tickets here, right? Help, help. So this is pretty obvious. Select ticket title. I mean, I try to make it as obvious as possible that we're dealing with an SQL injection. Because if I do this, single quote, you always try single quote, double quote, nothing, 500 internal server error. That usually means we're dealing with a SQL injection. If I do help, if I do that, right, single quote, and then the comment, we get our tickets back. So we have SQL injection here. Now, this is where it's going to be a little fun. I'm going to cheat here a little bit. I'm going to use a very old room of mine. Set exploit. I'm going to use a very old room of mine to, where are you? To get the payloads I want. SQL injection. It's a very simple room, but I'm going to borrow this. I like this one. Now, if you try SQL map here, it's going to, for example, do, or let's say I want to get all the tickets. It's, as you can see, it's terminating my session. Not entirely. You could go right back, right? Because if I go back, there they are. So I did that to kind of try to kill SQL map. You could still do it with SQL map. I won't do it here. I like the manual way. But it's a basic attack won't work. So if I do this, try that. Oh, getting an error. Probably too many columns. Oops. So let's see here. Oh, we got 3. 1, 2, 3. So you see how it displays here? That means that let's see, add more columns if needed. I want to auto scroll there. So that means the columns from the database are going to appear here, right? So let's do, we don't have to do that. We can test that out with by doing this. So I want the description, which is going to be 3. Let's do that. There we go. Database version. So let's go ahead and get the database information. Right here. This is so much easier than using SQL map. At least to me it is. We have performance schema, information schema, we have ticket site. So now this is db-enum. Let's see here. So I think that was ticket site. Right? Yeah, ticket site. And look at that. There we go. We have admin password, admin username, off password, ticket. So I want these right here. Authentication users. So this is the site from before. We could look at those username and password, but I'm gonna actually focus on the admin. They're higher level users. I usually start from highest, then nothing comes out of there, I start low, right? So let's go ahead, table enum. So now let's go ahead, got creds. And now for the final touch, I'm going to dump the information. So we have, let's see, so admin off from ticket site, right? So let's from ticket site, and we have admin password, admin username. Okay, so let's do that. So let's do admin username, admin, password, got a hit. We got a couple passwords there. There we go. That's nice. Let's copy these. It's probably not gonna copy nicely. I don't think so. Let me do raw just in case. It's gonna be terrible. Let's see, users. So what am I doing? Temp. I want a list of users and a list of passwords. Temp. So we're gonna do, this is very ugly. Don't judge me. I know you are, but it's okay. I'm gonna make a space here. And now I'm gonna awk. One. Got users. Passes. Man, I hope there were no commas in those passwords, huh? I don't think so. I would have seen the space. Alright. Now, we're going to do, I'm going to minimize this. Got everything. Let me get that IP again. So I'm going to do Hydra. Got users. Got passes. This is just to keep going once I get a match. So, and we have a match for the user James. Creds, James, move temp. Got it? Do James. And we got it. What other creds? What other creds do we have? Users. Rose. Which is Rose's password? Because I think that's a username, Rose, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's look at the users here. Rose. Is Rose using the same password? Let's find out. I don't think so. Hydra would have told me, but you never know. You know, hacking tools can be finicky. Nope. But we have our users. We have full names for the users. This is gonna be good to know. Right? Rosebud, James Bolt. I really should save all this. Bolt. Rosebud, James Bolt. There's a reason why I'm doing both. Okay. What part of the groups am I? I'm part of the admin group. Alright. Well, we have the admin site, and if in case you didn't believe me, we have the apps. Oh, this is Python, right? But we're part of the admin group, so let's go ahead and look at some logs, right? I want to look at anything, maybe password, root, Rose. Even James. Ooh, got a lot of hits. Too much hits. Let's go to the top. Okay, message, syslog. So there's the cron job. Let's see if anything stands out. Lots of stuff. Bootstrap, probably nothing here. Right, probably nothing there. Bootstrap. Alright, binary file, kernel log. I'm looking for, and those are, when I get a lot of results, I dial it back, right? To see if anything else stands out. So let's dial it back. Maybe not with James. Maybe not with root yet. Let's do pass. Alright, a little bit better. a lot less. Let's go to the top. See what we get. Syslog, bootstrap, still a lot of bootstrap. Offlog's good. Well, we knew this one. Let's see, bug log, journal. Let's do that. This might be better. Off logs. See what we get. I don't like journal. I don't want to spend too much time here. But that's usually this is what I usually do when I'm trying to look into logs. Limpy should find this. I'm not finding it now. Let's see what's going on. When you're dealing with a web server, you also want to be able to, another place to look is the web server. See what's going on. Oh, look at that. Whoa, okay. Something went wrong here. Oh. No. See rows maybe? Let's look at the access log. Access log 1. It's probably because oh, so that's okay. So I guess they got overwritten some way. Let's look at see. So there's nothing here. Let's look at this one. Gunsip. Let's see. Am I not able to? Let's see. Look at this. Home, James. There we go. Okay. Well, that's a good lesson, right? There it is. Always look at the log. So for some reason, -ia was not working for me, but this is what I was looking for. So it should have been on the first one, but it's not, and that's okay. Sometimes you'll run into these, especially as the machine gets a bit older. But there's a password there, probably from an earlier stages of the machine. Rows does not work, but it works for root. Perfect. We're there. Oh, did not mean to show that. Oh well. That's funny. My own video. Let's see. We're missing one more thing, and that is Rose's real password. Look at, oh, we have the bash history. Always a good place to look at the history, or even BIM info. And that is a typo right there. We have the password of Rose as well. So let's see, creds. We have roots and rows. Already forgot root's password. To home, James, access. There it is. And that's machine number 1. Not too bad, right? Kind of fun. All right, move it along. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a folder here, Linux. And I'm going to, so I'm gonna exit now. Okay, so let me actually cleanup here. So I'm gonna do all these from here. Gotta stay organized. I'm gonna do win1 terminal, and I'm actually not gonna need this anymore, or this. So that was machine 1. Let's go ahead and start machine 2. So for this one, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start our port scan. I forgot the IP address. Wow. Let's see. There we go. So it's going to be a lot of ports, but off the bat, if you've done enough of these, I could tell you we're dealing with a Windows machine. Port 445, 139, 135. These aren't unique to Windows, but 3389 is, right? We will confirm it, but let's see there. So we got a couple things. Oh, I expected more to show up. Whoops, might have nuked this. Let's try again. Okay. Oh no, I can't have that filtered. It's a big problem. Might have to reset this one. Okay. Might have to reset that one. Just to make sure that it is running. Oh, okay, there we go. We're alive. Think just in case. Let me go to the room and turn the back on, just in case. I don't think it'll work. I already have too many on. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So I may just be running for too long. So let's try this again. We may not get a response. All right. So let's go ahead and actually I'm gonna stop the machine for now. I'm gonna start this one. Let that run for a bit just to kind of catch up. Let's get our information in order. So let's go to win1. I'm going to install everything I need while I wait for this to turn on. So I need names. I also need the creds, right? Because I'm going to take the creds, I'm going to put them in a file called password, edit password, because these I know these are there for sure. So now I'm going to take the names and I'm going to build. Now, if you deal with Windows machines, they follow a particular username structure, right? So let's go ahead. A tool I like to use when it comes to building these usernames, at least the most common ones before you kind of have to start guessing, is username anarchy, right? So I'm going to clone this. Git clone username anarchy, and let's see how to use this thing. There we go. So we could use names, but I want an input file. Always does that. Input file. So we have names. We could select the format. I think it does an automatic for us. There we go. So we have all these names. It already lower cases. I forget that I don't have to do that. And then we said possible users. Right? Now while I still wait, just gonna get a few more minutes, I'm gonna download a tool called kerbrute. Old tool, but it's very handy, very fast, which is what you want. There we go. So let's see. Call it K. And we should get enough responses now, hopefully. There we go. It's coming alive. 389, there we go. That's what I wanted to show. Support 389, right? 3389, 88. So right off the bat, this is an Active Directory controller. More than likely. We have kerbrute. So I'm gonna do a quick. I don't want to get information on all of these. Usually these are just like RPCs. That's nothing. Usually, if you really want to be thorough, you go for it. Just kind of want to speed things up. So I'm gonna do ports. I'm gonna do cat ports. Actually, let me actually show you what that looks like. Ports said. Again, don't judge me. This is really ugly. Awk. And now I'm going to separate them. There we go. So ports. There we go. Need that IP address. And do a full scan. Just like that. That's gonna take a little bit. Just to get another tool that's very handy that I'm gonna actually download now. It's Nmap exact and impacket. I need those. So let me see. Let me show you how I typically install them. So I'm gonna do sudo apt-get install pipx ensure path python 3-m pipx install impacket. Now I'd like to run this command. Pipx get I'm gonna need this. GitHub impacket GitHub netexec. Okay. There we go. Actually, there we go. This one. Force. And same thing, ppx install git plus there. Probably typoed something. I guarantee it. Let that run. Our scan finished. So we have more host names. We have this one. We have k2.ch10. We already knew that. But we have now a computer name. And this is given to us by 3389. So I want to add this to my host file. So what is the IP address? This machine 10.10.3.200. I messed type that. There. This is my usual setup to avoid any kind of host name issues. Then just the computer name and then just the host name. There we go. Oh. And still installing. So we have we're dealing with kerbrute, SMB. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use kerbrute to enumerate to see if my users are valid. So user enum, domain controller, domain name, and I want possible users. And we have two possibles right here, rbold and jbold. And that's going to be huge. rbold, oh, I'm going to call it users. Now, okay, now it's installing netexec, almost done. Now I'm going to use netexec. Actually, need to close that. We could use kerbrute, but netexec is better here. So nxc, smb, need the IP address. So B, users. I want to check for password reuse. Because why not? A little slower. Get in there. We got a hit. Perfect. Does our bud have WinRM access? netexec. Check that for you. We do. WinRM. So now we could use Evo WinRM. And we have access. Now, time for another tool. I usually run this as soon as I have any creds. Sudo apt-get install, and that is bloodhound. Because I want to be able to see the domain now. And all you need is a good pair of creds to tell you. In the meantime, that installs. Check what we have. We have two notes here. Notes. See what this one says. So done. Note was sent and James. Okay, so let's look at note to James. Looks like this was done later. So hello James. So note was sent and James has already performed the required action. But let's read it from here. So this is the note that was sent to you. Your password rock. Now, if this is something that I really wanted to kind of highlight, password mutations. This is very valid in a lot of engagements. Some users don't like it. I am a fan of it to a degree, because in real life case, generating a password list based on information that you found is very valid, and it is a skill, right? It's a form of guessing, and guessing by itself isn't really a skill, but educated guessing, I think it is. And if you, this is one particular story that really actually made me believe in it. Recovering crypto wallet with password hacker. This story right here from this year, essentially they, two researchers cracked the crypto wallet using information. I think they help recover a user's password, but they use information and parameters to build a password list to get this. So it is a skill, and it can be used for good and for blue team, red team. So this is where I wanted to kind of highlight, and I wanted to give enough clues as to not frustrate the user. So your password rock you. This is as big a hint as anything. I'm telling you which list to use, right? Was found to only contain alphabetical characters, right? And we don't have remote access for James. Oh yeah. Oops. Let's get that going. Hold that. So now it's sudo neo for J console. Let that run. Yeah. There we go. And the beginning is neo4j, neo4j. I'm gonna have it generate a password for me. Gotta write it down. So funny. Okay. That's a good one. We don't need this anymore. Now, that's running. Bloodhound. So now I'm gonna do Bloodhound Python. I don't want to install it that way. I think I want to do let's see, Bloodhound py GitHub. There we go. Thank you. I'm gonna do pipx install pipx install git. Feel like this way installs the latest, right, which is very useful. And okay, so what that goes, so we went from alphabetical characters to, at the very least, adhere to the new password policy. So it has to be between 6 and 8, 6 and 12. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So it's in there. Must include at least one special character. Must include at least one number between 0 and 999. Right. So if we go here, so note was sent and JSON already performed the required action. But they said they kept it. So this wasn't part of the original iteration, but after some review with the TryHackMe team, they wanted to include this to make this as painless as possible while still driving the lesson home. So they kept the base password the same. That means RockQ is still there. They just added 2 more characters to meet the criteria. So now we either have one special character and a number, right? It is easier for James to remember it this way. James finally meets the criteria. Pending, give James remote access. Right? We also can see the users. We have JBold, we knew that, James Smith, our bud. So now I want to know which way I have to jump. Like, what's the end goal here? And we could figure that out with basic enumeration. Right? So let's do net user rbud. Our user. Okay, IT staff 2, that's not a default group. That's good to know. Right? Let's see. I think I froze there for a second. There we go. Let's look at JBold. JBold is part of IT staff 1. No remote access. We knew that. J Smith does have remote access. IT staff 1 as well. And it's a member of the backup operators. This is where I want to go. If you're a member of the backup operators, you can extract hashes. And that's the end goal there. Right? So let's go ahead and see how we can make our way there. And this is where Bloodhound's going to come in. Actually, while I run Bloodhound, let's do let's start this password, because it's going to take a little bit, but not too long. I kept it under 5 minutes. That's usually the rule. So we know we're dealing with RockQ, right? We knew that. That's the big hint. So this can take quite a bit of time. You know, depends on how you grab the clue. So let's do that. Oops. So let's see how many these are. That's 4070. 4579. I want to do that shot just in case, right? But I don't believe we need it. So if we do just this, that's a big difference. So let's do this. James pass. Yeah. make sure I have the same thing. So now we're gonna do a password spray. Actually, we're gonna brute the user. So keep this the same. User, we're gonna do James passes, and we're gonna do jbold. We're gonna let that run. Take about 2 minutes. Now, in the meantime, now we know Rosa's password. So let's see, what do I have? Let me clean up a bit here. So let's see, I need this. So now let's do bloodhound Python NS k2.thm, the domain, the username r-bud, and we know Rosa's credentials right here. We're gonna get all the collections. Oh my god, what did I do there? There we go. And I'm gonna put it in a zip file. Jesus, that's what's happening. I need to put it there. The exclamation mark is an actual command. It's throwing me off. Let's see. Domain. Zip. There we go. Show you how this works. Still looking into that. Should be much longer. There's many ways to do this. I'm choosing the slightly longer way, but it's also the simpler way, right? So let's go ahead and let's go in, enumerating. Think it's almost there. Come on. There we go. And now we're gonna do bloodhound. Neo4j. I need that password from before. Fine. Any second now. So let's do this. We have our bud. Oh, probably should drop that in here. There we go. I think I have the right IP, right? Yeah. Make sure. Okay. So we have our bud. We own this user. I want to look at the information. But usually I like to look over here. Inbound, outbound controls. Usually that tells me other information here, right? See if anything stands out. Let's look at jbold. Jbold. First group membership, we knew that. We have a group delegated object control. There's two ways to figure this out. So that means the group that jbold's in usually has some kind of high privilege over another user. And in this case, jsmith is jsmith, the user that we want. So we have a generic call. So right click, get help. The members of the group IT staff 1, which happens to be jbold, have generic call privilege to the user jsmith. So what does that mean? If we look at Linux abuse, oh, target kerbrute, that's a good one. That won't work here. Let's see, we could force a password change. This one would work, except it doesn't, because I know that the password of jsmith is very strong. So, but we can force a password change, and it does show you how to do that many ways. This is very handy, right? You could use netrpc. There's many different ways of doing it. All right. Another way is you can here could mark user as high value, and I'll show you in a second. Make sure this password. There we go. 252 seconds. Let's see. I don't know how much that is. So if you kind of just hung out for a bit, oh my gosh, 52 divided by 60. A little less than 5 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad. But we have the password here. And true to form, we cannot remote access. I don't think this is anything. So there we go. So let's do that. So we have the password. What can we do? Oh well, let's go back to blah. There's another way to find it. So let's say we're going to mark this as own. I want to mark this as high value. So shortest path to here from own. And this is another way, right? So our bot can PS remote, but jsmith, right? We would have seen the same thing. So let's go ahead and wait. Yeah, right here. jbold, member of IT staff 1, generic call. So how can we do this? Very simple. There's many ways of doing it. I'm going to actually use RPC client because it's very easy. So I'm going to do RPC clients. Let's see, dash u there. Okay, and now I'm going to dash c, set user info to jsmith 23, new password 321. No error there. Close this. And we're gonna go with password now. jsmith. We got access. Perfect. All right. And now from there, we need to use the backup to back up the SAM and system, so that we can extract the hashes. So this was very simple. System is the biggest file. SAM good to security. But what I'm going to do is download system. This one's going to take some time. So, what I can do is maybe, because from here, once we get the hash, we're good to go, right? Let's see if we can get started with when2. Yeah, because once we get the hash, we're good to go. So I might as well get started on the last one. Can I still ping this? Let's hope for the best now. Okay, so far so good. There we go. All right, 636. I want to see that 88. Okay, get in there. I might have ran too long. Come on, you can do it. Oh man. All right. Well, let's hope it comes back to life. I'll scan that 88 in a second. It's going there. It's going. Sam is a lot smaller. See there. Just want to see that 88 is running. I guess a ping sweep after a while can render it kind of useless. Might as well start this one too. Could be because these have these machines, you know, when your staff, you can run some of these machines with internet access. So maybe I wonder if something's messing it up there, but it's okay. 25, come on, it's gonna let that run. And then we're gonna use impacket to get the information that we need. Now we don't need this anymore, right? Because from here we know what we have. So I'm going to actually do some more cleanup here. I'm going to clear the database. I'm going to leave this running. And now I can actually, might as well get everything we need. So I know I had jbold R Smith. Nope. jbold J Smith R Bud. Right? Let's see. Almost there. That's a good command to have. I am gonna save that one. I'm gonna need it. Let's see here. It's not gonna work. All right. So let's try it again. Okay. So I don't want to close the machine. Might take some little bit longer. Come on, you're almost there. Almost there. Okay, I probably killed it. And so yeah, as you can see, it's quite the journey to get there, right? But it's not too difficult, I don't think. You know, once you kind of figure out what you have to do, it's not bad. The last machine is fun. I mean, I think they're all fun, but I think the last one has a pretty unique technique. Okay, yeah, this is probably that ping sweep. Definitely nuked it. So I'm just gonna wait and then start the new machine. Actually, I know what I can do. So I can kind of speed this up a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to have an idea. Let's see if I can do this. was that machine? What was my machine called? Let's see, there we go. And I'm gonna start it again, and hopefully we can take it from there while this finishes downloading. It's neat. So what I did is attached it to another room that I own. Started from there because clearly it seems to be running better from there. System almost there. We're at tail end. Shouldn't have deleted that port. They're the same ports. Okay, we have that running. Come on. 92% can be done. $98. 100. There we go. Download successful. This is when using the attack box is actually more handy. Should have done that, but I wanted to use my machine. It's just more fun. It's more fun to install. But if you ever want to deal with lag, attack box is your best friend. You know, guaranteed. All right. So let's do this now. That took some time. Secrets dump. We're gonna do system sam local. We got some hashes. Administrator. And we should log in. There we go. And that's our machine. Let's make a note of this. And this is something that I encourage you. Not doing it too much here, but I write a lot of notes as I go through. It's good habit to write as many notes as you can, because you're gonna you'll be surprised what you can miss. All right, this is it for all the. There we go, much better. There we go. I'm gonna see that 88 soon. Don't know what happened there. So odd, but I still don't. Oh, there I see it. So same thing as before. Let's grab some of these ports, and scan them. Get some information there. So while that's going, whoops, still have bloodhound, still want to run that. So now I'm going to go to win2, and now I'm going to run netexec SMB. I already forgot the IP address. 207.239 users. Now, the only thing we really got out of that last machine was the hash. So let's try the hash, right? Also, I asked you for it. So at this point, that's, typically you will collect as much as you can, and we have a match for JSmith. Much as you can, and try it on the next machine. So in this case is the hash, right? So we did a pass the hash attack. So that means JSmith is the administrator of the previous machine. Makes sense why he would be part of the backup operators group. And he probably has remote access. We can confirm with netexec, but I'm just going to use go right for evil winner. There we go. And I want to look at the users, J Smith and no Armstrong. Most likely have to go here. The user J Smith. Okay, nothing special. O Armstrong. Mode management, domain, performance, IT director. Okay, so that's where we want to go. So let's go ahead and exit this. I'm gonna clean up soon. All right, we have our new domain controller right there. So let's go ahead and add that in. Right there. 10, 10, 207, 239. Same as before. Here, here. All right. So far, so good. We're near the end. Okay, same ports as before. So now we can actually focus on, so I'm actually going to close this because I want to move to Win2. And I'm not going to do Bloodhound just yet. I could. I believe Bloodhound allows for hashes. But what I am going to do is I'm going to see what else I can do. Look over here. Scripts, that is not normal. That is not by default. So let's check that out. Backup bat. So that's a batch file. Most likely a scheduled task. Whoops. Let's read it. Let's see. So O Armstrong is most likely running this. Copy notes to backup notes. So simple script. We could go for reverse shell. But whenever I see scripts like these, aside before going into reverse shell, which is fine, I think this is what this is called. I could be wrong. Essentially, I'm going for this kind of attacks, an LLMNR NBT spoofing. Essentially, I want to capture the NTLM2 hash using a responder. We want the user to go into a share that does not exist, pointing to our IP to capture the hash, and hopefully we can crack it, and that gives us access. Other things we can do is we could do a relay. In this case, it's very hard to set up a relay, so that's the next thing we can do. What can we write on here? Well, let's see if we have iCalcs like that. We only Armstrong has full access. Users have read and execute. Okay. What about the directory itself? We can write. Okay, we can write. So we could probably write and delete. Write and delete. So we can actually just edit the file ourselves. Now I want to keep it, right? I want to keep it almost intact. So I'm going to do backup.bat. And now I'm going to do net use pointing to me does not exist. Sudo responder iTune 0. Right, and I think that's what that's called. I don't know why I went to users. Backup bat, yeah. So let's delete it. Actually, I'm gonna type. I just wanna compare again. Backup bat, because we can delete. Upload backup bat. Okay, perfect. and type backup that. So it looks exactly the same. So it's gonna copy, and then it's gonna try to contact me. And it should work. Just gotta give it a minute. We can also see if we could have listed this task. Nothing, huh? Okay, don't need this anymore. So access denied. Can we look at the Windows System 32 task? There is something in there called notes backup. That's probably it. See if we can read it. We typically can't, but always worth a shot. What? Task notes. Oh, we can read it, and we got the hash. Perfect. I think it's 1500 hash. No. Cat think is this. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. So mode 5600. So right here, right, see run every day, true every minute. And administrator created it, but is using O Armstrong. So run says O Armstrong, and there is the command. So good to know. It cracked. What do we got? There we go. Armstrong. Technically, it does not meet the requirements either. That's funny. There's no special character. There's capital letters. O Armstrong. And now let's see if we can log in as O Arm. We checked the group, so we know that's possible. And now I can run. There we go. So same thing. Because I believe I could have done it with the hashes. I'm pretty sure. We're near the finish line. Yeah, I could have done it with the hashes, but it's fine. We kind of know what to do. That's done, and I keep that there just in case. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see what those notes were about. Things to check. Check on the IT website hosted on another server. Is it vulnerable? Yes, it is. Enforce the password policy on everybody, including yourself. O Armstrong. If you don't know who O Armstrong is, if you kind of were able to figure this out, props for you. O Armstrong is based on Olivier Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist. Olivier Mira Armstrong, one of the best characters around, right? So to me, I wanted to make her the last one. So let's run this again. Already forgot the password. And we're gonna drop querying database, nothing. Come on. Now, clear and finish. Sorry for the long video. I promise you we're almost there. There we go. So mark user as own. What do we have here? Now you already know. Group delegated object control. Member of the IT director have generic right on the computer, on the actual domain, on the domain controller computer. The memory that you has generated to the computer, which is this is the domain controller, right? So if we look at Windows abuse, we can perform what's called a resource-based constrained delegation attack, right? It shows you how to do it with, I think this is Power View. Yeah, Power View. But I have Defender on, so these commands won't work. It will definitely catch those. So we're gonna use impacket. It tells you, walks you through it here. Goes do a shadow credentials attack. So let's go for it. I'm gonna definitely make some additions, some small edits, right? So just I don't know, just like having everything open. Let's do root RBCD. What am I doing? Admin, resource-based constrained delegation. So we need the add computer, and I don't believe we need this method thing. I mean, I think we do. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna keep it simple. So I'm gonna add a new computer, eval computer name, eval computer. So let's see, add eval computer, computer pass. I'm gonna do just this eval pass. Pass. Let's see. DC IP. Let's see, this IP, and now we don't even need a net BIOS. K2.thm. O Armstrong. And the password right here. And if you wanted to know, user, actually, if we go whoami.all, we can add a workstation to a domain. So let's do that. Let's see. I think I got this right. Let's go for it. Just gonna add a computer. Yep, successfully added a machine. And now we run this command. Let's see, and I think you run this again. So this is the attack right here. Action right. I need this again. Action right. So our target computer. I think I already forgot what this is called. Let's see. There. And we do eval computer. This is not the computer name, sorry, right there, right? Yeah, it's going. It went. Now we're gonna get a silver ticket. Let's need this. And my evil computer. CIFS is fine. I need the whole thing here. Let's see. And I don't know why impacket does not like, well, I guess it should add this, even if it's just an arbitrary value. Administrator. There we go. Oh, okay. Got a little error there. That's alright, it's just a deprecation warning. And now we can do KRB 5cc name, and I think that's on there. Oh, okay, never mind. KRB 5cc name. Okay, and I'm gonna go right for the remote access. We could dump hashes. We're gonna do no pass administrator at I think is here. Come on. Trader at. I think that'll work. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Who am I? The administrators. Users. Administrator. Desktop. Type. No, wait. There. And there it is. Help. Get root text. Downloading. Oh, that did not work like I thought it would. You know, but that's fine. Yeah, and there we have it. That is the machine. You know, as you can see, it was an adventure. Definitely a lot of different attacks, a lot of connections, and I made the questions in the room in a way where if you answer all the questions, you did not have to go back to the machine, to the previous machine. You just could do it all from there. So yeah, that's all 3 machines. Thanks for bearing me with all the little minor issues. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and see you all next time.